Hi folks, so just a couple of little things that I wanted to mention in this video. So as I've mentioned in an earlier video, I'm in the middle of I'm starting, I say in the middle of, I've started writing my script for my little sci-fi. I've been adding to it today after work. I went to Witherspoons to get some food today. Don't normally do that, but I was really hungry, and all the greedy customers had eaten all the hot food. Oh, that's terrible, isn't it? Now, there was no hot food left, so what I normally get, there was none of that left, so it was like, great, now I've got no lunch essentially. So I thought, what do I do? And at first I was thinking I was gonna my first little idea was that I was going to go and try and scout out some filming locations that I could possibly use for my up and coming, like say, sci-fi thing. One of them being the Museum of London, because they've got some nifty little sort of recreations of things there, like Victorian streets and this and that. Not necessarily, obviously I'm going to be necessarily using that, I don't know, it depends on whether it's usable or not. But anyway, so just ideas going around in my head, you know, scouting out some sort of filming locations. What I really need is some locations that I can get to relatively easily without too much expense, that are more industrial. So, and I need to get to these places in like early hours of the morning, sort of like when it's daylight, hopefully, rather than when it's dark, or just at daybreak or whatever. But when they're still pretty empty, when there's not a lot going on, there's not a lot of people. So I need to sort of scout out some sort of industrial type area that looks a little bit derelict, sort of thing. Anyway, that sort of stuff. And anyway, as I was walking around, it's just like really cold out there. I mean, it's not so much. I mean, the snow was great whilst it was here, but now most of it's melting anyway, and it's all slushy, and some parts are just ice, and it's slippery, and it's just pretty horrible one way or another. So, and like I say, it's kind of like, it's not really snowing, it's that sleety, wet kind of, so it's very grey, it's very bitter and very cold. So I decided I was just going to go and get something to eat, and I went to the Witherspoons at Victoria. I just thought I'd go in there, get something to eat, and then come straight home. Anyway, so yeah, the other little thing is Spotty's looking. What? What's the matter? Spotty's interrupting the video. What's the matter? What? What's the matter? What do you want? See, the thing is, as I mentioned the other video about him going out, I can't say I blame him. But he doesn't want to go out there. I've noticed there was some. He must have been out there during the day when I've been out, because there was footprints in some of the snow. Presumably his footprints. So I think he's been out there, but he's staring right at me. He's just looking right at me with those big, beautiful eyes of his. Well, what's the matter? You coming up then? You coming up? Come on. Coming up? Come on. Come on then. Coming up? No? Okay. Yeah, so I completely forgot what I was talking about now. Yeah, so filming locations, so I want to try and sort something out for that. The story's evolving. Like I said, when I went to the Witherspoons after I'd eaten, I've made some more notes. I always carry a little notebook around me. This one is now getting really tattered and very battered and looking very sorry for itself. But anyway, so the story's evolving, and I'm really itching to get on with it and start doing something with it. But this, I think, I'm starting to realise, I think this is going to be a long process. This isn't going to happen overnight. Do you know what I mean? This is going to be a long process. So, but that's fine. So you know, and obviously I'm going to be working at times, so I'm not going to be able to devote my full time and attention to it. So, you know, it's going to take some time, but I'm determined to get this done. The other thing is that my channel is growing. I'm like really gobsmacked, to be quite honest. It's like I'm 197 subscribers now, and you know, it's in the last, I don't know exactly, to be perfectly honest with you, but in the last 6 months or whatever sort of thing, my channel has just continued to grow and grow and grow. So of course I'm reaching now another milestone of 200 subscribers, and again, for me, that's really amazing. It's like 200 people have subscribed to my channel. It's like, wow. So almost 200 subscribers. So of course, for me, that's going to be another milestone, and that's something I want to try and again document and celebrate. And so there's that milestone, and there's also, again, I'm also nearing the 2000th video, which is roughly about, well, after this one it should be exactly, I think, could be wrong, it should be 10 videos away from 2,000 videos, so that's another milestone. And I am determined to mark the 2000th video with something a little bit different, something a little bit special, I'm hoping. Again, I'm not quite sure what that's going to entail yet. I'm hoping that, again, if he's watching, Kev, Beardy Rebel, if you're watching, let's try and do something special for the 2000th video, if you don't mind helping me out with that, because that would be so cool if you could. I mean, don't worry too much, mate, if you're busy and you can't do it, that's fine, but you know, it would be greatly appreciated if you could lend a hand and we could try and come up between us something a little bit different, and something that, like I say, hopefully will mark that milestone sort of thing. So like I say, the 2000th video hopefully is going to be something a little bit different, a little bit special. So yeah, they're basically the bits of news. I've checked out the Patreon thing as best I can. I still haven't got to grips with it fully. I still don't fully understand what I'm supposed to do or how I'm supposed to receive things or whatever. So I was reluctant about this Patreon thing to begin with, to be quite honest. And I know that at least one person has already signed up, and that's fantastic and greatly appreciated, and that's Matt. Thank you, Matt. But I kind of, like to say, because I'm still not sure about how this thing works and how to get to grips with it. I've been on the website a couple of times. I've tried to suss out how I actually go through the payment process. It seems, to me at least, it seems quite complex and not that straightforward, but maybe I'm just looking at it in the wrong way. But the thing is, it's really making me wonder whether I still want to do this Patreon thing. So I don't know. I feel really, really uncomfortable about it anyway, and I don't know how I'm going to kind of proceed with that. But the bottom line is, I really don't want people to be signing up to it, and then for whatever reason, because I've forgotten to do something, or because, you know, it's set up wrong, or whatever, that people are out of pocket, and like a bit like what's been happening with Matt, and he's been trying to send me that parcel thing. And again, I hope, Matt, if you've watched that other video a couple of weeks ago, I hope you saw that video that I was saying to you, please don't send any other parcels at the moment until I can try and get that one sorted out, because like you say, the first one didn't come to me. I've still had no notifications that anything's turned up to me this time around. So again, I don't want you out of pocket. You know, it's unfair on you guys. It's totally unfair, and I don't think that's right. So I want to try and get this Patreon thing, and maybe get a PO box or something sorted out. Maybe that's the way to go. Again, it's something I'm going to have to look into, because I'm not entirely sure how I go about setting that up. I'll have to have a trip down to the main sorting office or something, or just go to my local post office or something and see if they can point me in the right direction as to how I go about that. But basically, like I say, my bottom line is I don't want people being out of pocket, because, you know, if people are going to send things, or people are going to try and sign up to the Patreon in good faith and you know, with the best intentions in the world, I don't want them being out of pocket, because ultimately I don't receive anything. Do you know what I mean? It just seems so unfair on you guys, because you're going to all that effort and trouble and what have you, and that's it. It's not right. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't feel right to me at all. So for the moment, guys, maybe just hold off on that until I can give you the green light, give you the thumbs up and say, yeah, it's all definitely sorted, it's all up and running, and everything's hunky-dory sort of thing. Until I can get to that point, I think maybe for now, please just hold off, because like I said, I would hate to think that you guys are trying to donate to me, or trying to, you know, send me something, whatever, and for whatever reason it doesn't get to me. So yeah, for the time being, please just hold off on that for the time being until I can get it sorted. Okay, I think that's basically it. I think that's basically all the news at the moment. Here is your news. So yeah, I think that's basically it. I think I can't think of anything else to mention. Okay, so for now I'm going to leave it there, and I shall catch you folks later. Bye for now. Hi folks, so I've just realised there was something else I meant to mention as well, and I've just started to edit the first part of this video and then suddenly realised, oh, I forgot to mention. So I knew there was probably something else. Yeah, so at the moment there seems to be an issue with my videos, in terms of, like, there's at least two of my subscribers that are having trouble watching my videos. Now they're over in the States, but they're in two different parts of the country. So I think one's, well, do you know, I always get things mixed up. One's in New England, and the other person is in, watch me get this wrong, California, I believe. Now correct me if I'm wrong, please, but I'm sure it's California and New England. So anyway, obviously two different parts of the country, but both are having trouble watching my videos. Apparently they're not playing, or they're freezing, and this has been going on for a couple of days for them, I believe, and it seems to be, as far as I can work out, it's every video that you know, they can, I believe one of them can watch it on Twitter, because obviously I post, every time I post a video on YouTube, I also post it both on my Facebook page and on my Twitter page, so they can watch it on Twitter without any problem, but for some reason they're struggling to see it on. Now I don't know if it's their end, whether it's something to actually do with my videos, but if they can watch it on Twitter, I'm suspecting that it must be something to do with their end, their connections or something. I honestly don't know. Now I'm just hoping that everybody else, particularly my subscribers over here in England, I hope you guys are not having any issues with it necessarily. Nobody else has mentioned it, so I can only assume that over here everyone's managing to watch my videos okay. So I'm not entirely sure what to do. I'm not even sure how I would go about contacting people at YouTube even, and even if it's something to do with them even, I'm not even sure. I mean, when I play the videos back on my channel, they play fine, so I can only assume, again making an assumption, that everybody else over here, at least in England, can watch my videos and there's not an issue. So like I said, the conclusion I can think of is, I don't know how many people are aware of this net neutrality thing, and over in the States at least, with this chap called A.K.A, and you know what. Again, I'm not an expert on this, and I've watched the Young Turks and what they've said about it, and from my understanding, basically, instead of it being net neutral and you know the internet does its own thing and without any interference, they've basically now given the green light to the big main internet providers over in the States, at least. I mean, we kind of are lucky, I guess, because from what I understand, in the States, you guys have only got a certain amount of providers. You've only got we've got dozens of different providers of our internet. You know, we've got Virgin, we've got Sky, I think BT maybe. And that's just three I can think of off the top of my head. I think there's at least half a dozen more. Do you know what I mean? Some are smaller companies, some are bigger companies, like I say. But you know, we seem to have a bit more of a choice of who we get our internet from, and we have, you know, that many different providers of the internet. Now the thing is, over where you guys are in the States there, Verizon, Comcast, and I think there is another one, but the name escapes me, but Comcast, oh, it might be Time Warner, but I'm not sure, but Comcast, Time Warner, I think, and Verizon seem to be the main providers over there, and they've basically been given the green light to basically do whatever they want. And in terms of like slowing down certain websites and certain whatever, you know, certain platforms and that, if they, you know, if it's not in their interest, you know what I mean, and if it, and like I say, I know I'm not explaining this very well because I don't fully get the ins and outs of it. I get the gist of it. Basically, it's like they can then charge people more if you want to watch this. Oh well, you know, they can create a fast lane and a slow lane, and so from that, it's like if you want to be in the fast lane, then you're gonna have to pay more to be in the fast lane so that you can watch your favourite things, whatever, this, that, and the other. Anyway, like I say, if you watch one of the Young Turks videos about that, they'll probably explain it a lot better than I can. So that is again me guessing as to maybe that's what's going on. I honestly don't know. I haven't got a clue. It really surprises me. You know, if it was just one person, then maybe it's something to do with their connection. Maybe it's to do with their broadband. You know, whatever. I don't know. But now it's two people, both struggling to see my videos, both in the States. So I must admit, I don't know. I mean, I can only assume that it's got something to do with that, but it might not be. It might have absolutely nothing to do with that. Like I say, I honestly don't know. And the fact, like I say, now that I think about it again, you know, Chris is saying that he can watch it on Twitter without any problem. So I don't know. I must admit, I'm really baffled. I just hope that it gets resolved and you guys can continue to enjoy and watch my videos. But yeah, otherwise I don't know. But I'm really sorry that you guys are struggling to see my videos. I know that you guys do enjoy my videos, you like my videos, and you know, it's just a shame that you're having this issue with it. I'm really sorry, guys. But if anybody else is having any trouble, if there's people over here in England having trouble seeing my videos or watching them because they keep freezing or you know they won't play or whatever, please let me know, because if it isn't the issue that I just mentioned, sorry, excuse me, if it's not anything to do with this internet freedom, internet neutrality thing or whatever, if it's absolutely nothing to do with that, then presumably it's an issue with either it might be my end, it might be something to do with my editing software, it might be something to do with my computer itself. I must admit, I'm completely baffled. So like I say, please let me know in the comments if you're struggling to see my videos, because even though you might not be able to watch them, I believe I'm assuming, because the people I've just mentioned, they I've actually left these comments in the videos, even though they've not been able to watch them, and that's how I've found out about this issue. So, if, like I say, if you guys over here are struggling to see my videos, please let me know. Let me know in the comment section, and let me know if you're struggling to watch my videos, because then obviously that will give me more information as to what possibly could be going on, and then maybe I can work out, maybe it's something to do with my end, maybe it's something to do with my editing software, my computer. Like I say, I really, at the moment, I'm completely at a loss. But the more information I can gather and find out about, hopefully we can try and resolve the issue. Okay, so that was it basically. That was the other thing that I'd completely forgotten to mention, and I did mean to do a video about this and try to address this issue. So, okay, I'm going to leave it there for now, folks, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye for now.